This is my first time being
Queen Emma's
nominated. This is my
nodding.
first time being nominated. I could actually go to the stuff. So I'll be
That's
at
so
honors
exciting.
tonight, and then I'll be at the game.
I'll see you there.
Nice. Are you presenting?
Why the fuck would I be presenting? No, Jason is.
Not gonna lie, think you'd be pretty good at presenting.
Thank you so much. No, I'm not. That sounds like my personal nightmare. Jason is.
No, just like the prompt. You're just reading it from like
nope.
a football length field away.
I'm gonna leave that to you.
We're gonna leave it to Jason.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna be up there saying hi.
It'll just be the 2 second kids in the audience like, you're doing great. We believe in you.
Really hit that exclamation point, Jason.
Some emphasis. Now, you do so much incredible work for Operation Breakthrough in Kansas City. What have you been up to recently with them in the Ignition Lab?
Well, that is a well-oiled machine that has been going on.
Mary has it covered over there.
Mary Ellsman is the best. She's one of my favorite people and one of the biggest like community representatives that I know in Kansas City. She knows everyone. Everyone loves her. The kids that have gone through Operation Breakthrough from when they were in preschool. I've been there long enough now to literally see them go from preschool into the Ignition Lab, get college degrees. Those of you that don't know what the Ignition Lab is, it's a bunch of programs through science, technology, engineering, math that give these kids opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. So there's a mechanic shop, there's an entertainment studio. My dad has done podcasts with the kids. There's a culinary, there's a kitchen. Like kids are using everything that they can in here to just, create a business or get an understanding of, what exactly these opportunities are, whatever they're interested in.
I had the absolute pleasure of being toured around by Mary when we were in Kansas City for one of the games against the Eagles. You were saying that there's a culinary lab, but there's also an agricultural side of things. They have different, they plant crops and make sure that they do compost and all of those types of things. But then they're actually using those ingredients, the herbs, all of those things in the culinary lab. Yeah. And then they're using the graphic design labs to create menus and things like, so it's the most, honestly, it was like, it felt like you were watching an ecosystem.
It's pretty crazy.
And the cool thing is that you could potentially take that model and put it into other cities.
So that's what my 87 and Running, my foundation, has been trying to do into Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
It's a process.
There's a need for it in every city.
There is.
Because you need somebody like a Mary that's there running it and making it what it is. And she's a superstar. So shout out to Mary. Appreciate you being you.
This wasn't destined to be a throwaway episode or a casual sit-down between in-laws. People who know Travis see a man who is equal parts swagger and charm. Rarely at a loss for words, but this night was different. There was a tension in the air, an unspoken awareness that the elephant in the room had shining. Platinum blonde hair and an ever-present media entourage. Right before the cameras rolled, Kylie, with her signature quick wit, asked if he was ready, a smile hanging at the edge of her voice. Travis paused, shifting in his chair, and for a single beat, the bravado melted, replaced by something far more vulnerable. Every great love story is watched, dissected, and dreamt over by millions. But few are asked to play out beneath the blinding heat of the modern spotlight. As soon as the words engagement ring escaped Kylie's mouth, the sound seemed to echo, as if the studio itself couldn't quite believe it had been uttered. The internet had speculated, endlessly looping rumors together, dissecting every shadow on Taylor Swift's left hand. But here was a chance to hear an actual heartbeat behind the headlines. Travis leaned forward, elbows on his knees and eyes on the table. His usually nimble voice grew slower, deliberate, as if each answer needed to be weighed before release. I never thought I'd care this much about jewelry, he admitted, a hint of laughter softening his nerves. But it's different when it means something to her. And to us, what followed wasn't the bombshell revelation the world might have expected, but something more rare: honesty. Travis described quiet nights at home, away from stadium noise and red carpets, and how discussions between him and Taylor often veered toward dreams and legacies rather than just superficial, sparkling gems. The word engagement itself, he confessed to Kylie, was daunting not because of commitment, but because of the gaze of millions who are all too happy to turn it into a circus. Kylie, always adept at peeling layers from even the most unapproachable subjects, nudged him for more. "Have you talked about what it would look like? You know, that moment?" she asked, her curiosity both familial and sincere. Kelce, faced with the impossible task of translating the personal into something safe for public consumption, offered a story. He shared, almost sheepishly, how Taylor once joked that if he ever proposed, it better not be anywhere near a halftime show. She said she'd want silence, not an ear-splitting crowd, a slender moment for two people, instead of a performance. Travis, the football star, confessed he'd never felt as nervous about anything as he did imagining that scene. "I could handle the Super Bowl," he laughed, "but getting down on one knee for her? I'd probably forget every word I planned to say." The honesty landed with a resonance that social media rarely allows. He gestured that, for them, an engagement ring would never be a mere fashion statement or a press event, but rather a symbol of a shared vision they're still building in the quiet spaces between tours and games. The conversation pivoted, but the emotional rawness remained. Kelce noted the strangeness of living with the pressure of expectation, the idea that love has to be as big and performative as their careers, when in truth, what matters is the intimacy no camera can capture. "Every time gossip swells, every time a magazine speculates," he said, "there's a tiny rebellion in carving out ordinary, everyday realities with Taylor morning coffee. Inside jokes, afternoons spent ignoring the world." Kylie, perhaps sensing the weight in her brother-in-law's answers, asked if they ever worry that the story might slip away from them, become something unrecognizable. Travis's response was deeply human. "We talk about protecting it, about writing our own story. I want whatever ring I choose to mean as much to her in a quiet room as it ever would on a magazine cover. Maybe more." He described a vision, one not painted with the flash of paparazzi bulbs, but with the golden glow of a close-knit kitchen, friends gathered, laughter undiluted. A simple band signifying something infinitely more complex. Listeners could almost imagine Travis, usually armored and unshakable on the field, surrendering to the trembling vulnerability that true proposals demand. The episode closed without a final answer, no tabloid fuel. But it offered something more sustaining: a recognition of what really lies at the heart of their story. It's not the ring, nor the headlines, but the courage to choose each other. Again and again, under scrutiny and in silence. If the world is waiting for spectacle, it may be disappointed. But for those who cherish truth, this glimpse behind closed doors is a revelation. A testament to the beauty found in choosing love, not as a performance, but as a promise whispered just beyond the reach of the crowd.